Hey lovely people out there, how are you all doing? कैसे हैं आप सब लोग? This is your Sagar Nikita and welcome back to Nikki Sagar YouTube channel. As we are about to end the year 2023 on a positive note where planet Jupiter is turning direct into the sign of Aries on 31st of December 2023, and we are having high hopes and we are all positive for the coming year 2024. That is why in today's video we are going to understand how the year 2024 is going to be for each one of us depending upon our ascendant and moon sign. So stay tuned till the end, and if you want to take a professional consultation from me regarding how your 2024 is going to be in terms of various aspects of your life such as career, finance, childbirth, or your familial matters, or if you want to understand a particular theme and pattern of your year 2024, or if you want to understand what are going to be some of the setbacks that you might be facing this year, or what are going to be the positives of the coming year, then you can take a professional consultation from me by sending an email to nikkistarguide@gmail.com, and all the details are given in the description section. So in the year 2024, the energies of planet Saturn are going to be prominent because the numerological total number is adding up to the number 8, which is the number of infinity, and Saturn as well. So whatever pattern you're going to be starting off in 2024, that pattern is likely to be carried forward in your life, within your personality, in your behavior for a longer duration. So be mindful first of all of what you want to instill in your personality, in your behavior in the year 2024, and try your best to put in consistent efforts towards your goals, because number 8 is also the number of infinity but also the number of repetition. So the more you repeat yourself, your efforts, your positive thought process, the better this year is going to be for you. Saturn will be transiting through the sign of Aquarius throughout the year, and Rahu and Ketu will also be transiting through the Pisces Virgo axis during year 2024, which will help us expand our horizons, try out something new out of the box, and Ketu in Virgo will also make us get familiar with some new form of routine. So if you are ready to experiment and consistently work towards your goals, then 2024 is going to be one of your best year. So without any further ado, let's get started with our today's topic. The Aries Ascendant and Moon sign natives, the year 2024 is bringing the strong energies of various changes, and the main theme of your year is going to be about expansion and revolution. Now, why do I say that? Because first of all, expansion is present because Saturn is transiting through the 11th house of your horoscope. So this is a very positive transit for all the Aries ascendant and moon sign natives, no matter if you are a rising native of Aries or a moon sign Aries native. If you have any planets over there in the sign of Aquarius, and especially if they are friendly with Saturn, then this transit can prove to be helpful for you. If they are not friendly towards Saturn, then this transit can bring certain lessons for you, learning curve for you. So do not need to worry about it for the whole lifetime, but this generally means that you have to accept that learning curve, you have to get away with that learning curve, you have to get better. Saturn transiting through the 11th house of your horoscope indicates that you are willing to have perseverance and patience to fulfill all your dreams, desires, and ambitions at a slow but steady rate of growth. So focus more on being consistent and be clear about what it is that you want to achieve during the Saturn transit in the sign of Aquarius in your 11th house. Now, coming to the next point, Rahu is transiting through the 12th house of your horoscope, and Ketu is transiting through the 6th house of your horoscope. So this Pisces and Virgo axis is being activated for all the Aries natives out there. That is why I used the term revolution for you all. Whenever Rahu-Ketu transit through the 12th and 6th house axis, or they are placed in these houses, it means that Rahu in the 12th house is ready to give you something out of the box. Rahu is ready to offer you the results which are unconventional. So you have to get ready to travel more, to adapt to new cultural systems. Maybe it can happen that you are getting relocated for work. Maybe it can happen that you are shifting your hometown. You are shifting your home, your house to a different city, to a different locality. And for that purpose, you have to be adaptive. Rahu in Pisces knows no boundaries. It is inclusive of all the various aspects that are man-made, like religion or cultural belief system. So you should be ready to expand your horizons, to bring some revolutionary changes in your personality, in your life, and you have to adapt yourself to the new world. That's how Rahu in Pisces will work for you. It will make you travel, it will make you expand your subconscious beliefs, your habits. So, journaling is something that will help you a lot during this time. Rahu in Pisces can also mean that you are living with foreigners, you are living with people of different ethnicity. You have to work on your mind. If you want to get better in life, start working on your mind with affirmations, with religious scriptures, with spiritual beliefs, with spiritual practices. All right, chanting mantras or especially meditating near the water body or near the ocean, visiting the oceans can also help you cleanse your energy. Whereas Ketu in the 6th house is a placement which can give you some breaks in your routine life. It can make you experiment with your routine life. It can make you try out something different in your routine life. So it can also mean that there is a job change on the horizon for you, or there might be certain times when you have to take up leaves more than before. So Ketu in the 6th house also shows that serving the needy people or especially feeding the street dogs will help you lessen your karmic baggage. It will help you to be in the flow state of mind. All right. After that, Jupiter, the planet of expansion, is transiting through the first house of your horoscope in the sign of Aries. But after a few months, Jupiter will be transiting into the second house of your horoscope in the sign of Taurus. So, which means that Jupiter is ready to shift gears for you. Jupiter being your 9th and 12th house ruler, it is holding up your bhagya as well as the losses in your life, the track of losses, the track of losing onto something. What are you ready to let go of? All right, so Jupiter in the second house in the sign of Taurus will bring clarity in terms of what you need to save up in your life. Being a 12th house ruler, it can definitely mean that you are saving up a big chunk of amount of money for savings purpose, for investment purpose. You are planning to generate more wealth, and for that you are taking out the big chunk of money and investing it in some kind of gold or mutual funds, or you are investing in literal property. So Jupiter in the first and second house transition will make you focus on you are more focused on your belief system, on what is right and wrong in your life when Jupiter was in Aries. But when Jupiter will transit to the sign of Taurus, you will be more focused on the materialistic aspect of your life. The solar and lunar eclipse are going to take place in your 6th and 12th house axis this year. So when it comes to your life and the changes in your life, you have to be ready and you have to be prepared to maintain good health, good vitality. You have to have a good routine in place. If you are being lethargic, this Rahu in 12th house will give you excessive dreams, excessive worry. So the key is to keep exercising and to work on on the weaker side of your personality to strengthen it. That's how you can make the best of this year. For the Taurus Ascendant and Moon sign natives, the year 2024 is bringing the theme and energies of growth and changes. So now what do I mean by growth and changes in terms of your life? So if you are a Taurus Ascendant or Moon sign native, Saturn, the Yoga Karaka planet for your sign, is currently transiting through the 10th house of your horoscope in the sign of Aquarius. Being the 9th and 10th house ruler transiting through the 10th house, the year 2024 is going to bring in more status, recognition, and you will be dedicated to work consistently towards your goals. So Saturn in the 10th house, what it does is it makes you work consistently towards your goals. It gives you that perseverance to put in the work for long hours, which in terms of gaining recognition helps you. All right. So Saturn in the 10th house is a favorable position. You should make the best out of it. You have to make sure to wish correctly, to know that what you are desiring is exactly leading you towards your ultimate goals. Saturn in the 10th house also makes you become more responsible towards your duties and commitment towards the society and towards your career as well. With Rahu and Ketu transiting through the 11th and 5th house axis in the sign of Pisces and Virgo, this is a time period when you would want to expand your network circle. Rahu in the 11th house is considered as a favorable position. You will be earning money through various resources. You will be generating more passive income because Pisces is the sign of otherworldliness. So there is a possibility that you might generate some hidden income or passive income, especially through some networking site, some website, or by traveling somewhere, or by working behind the scenes. All right, so make the best use of this opportunity. You should be definitely making new friends, connections, and network during this time. You have to go out there, mingle with people, and be a part of some kind of organization, institutes, or alliances which will help you expand your subconscious mind, your horizon, your intellect, as well as it will help as a supporting factor in your day-to-day life. With Ketu transiting through the 5th house of horoscope, this can indicate that there is some kind of past life karma being activated with your progeny, with your children. If you are trying to get conceived, if you are trying for childbirth, then this time period mean that you should be taking good care of your health. You should be getting all the tests done, and you should be mindful about your habits, about your lifestyle, and anything to do with removing negative feelings around certain topics or certain aspects of your life should be the focal point, because 5th house is the house of the sign of Leo, right? It is the heart. So if you are having heavy-heartedness, if you are having any stress, and which is leading to some kind of diseases or problems in your life, or you are lacking inspiration and motivation in life, then this transit of Ketu in the 5th house in the sign of Virgo especially will help you declutter your mind, yourself, and your habits as well. So a good opportunity to rejuvenate yourself and let go of anything that is taking you back in life. With Jupiter transiting through the sign of Aries and Taurus in this year, so this first of all mean that Jupiter, when in 12th house in the sign of Aries, this is a time period when you will be focused on letting go of certain things of your life in your personality. There might be some hindrances in attaining luck, or you have to travel oftentimes during this year, when at least till Jupiter is in Aries. Once Jupiter moves into the sign of Taurus from your 12th house to the 1st house transition of Jupiter, this is going to be a period when you can expand your growth, your horizons. You will see that a lot more materialistic results are coming to fruition when Jupiter will transit through the first house of your horoscope in the sign of Taurus. This also shows to me that Ketu will be in trine to this Jupiter and Saturn will be in the Kendra to the Jupiter. So this means that your efforts will be on attaining some kind of position, status, authority, and financial stability as well during this year 2024. Jupiter trine to Ketu also indicates that you have to work on your spiritual practices. You should be maintaining some amount of spiritual essence in your life through anything that gives you a source of inspiration that will help you excel in life. And this Jupiter will also help you gain some weight if you were trying to. It will help you bring some changes in your familial dynamics. So you have to be mindful about that if you are looking to get relocated, if you are concerned about some financial assets or wealth assets or financial management of your family, of yourself, then this Jupiter's transit will prove to be helpful in bringing the positive change. If you have planets placed in these signs like Taurus, Aries, Capricorn, Aquarius, or especially Virgo and Pisces, then this year is going to be crucial for you. The solar and lunar eclipse are going to take place in the 11th house and the 5th house axis of your horoscope, which indicates that there will be changes and shifts taking place in terms of your finances, in terms of your education. If you are a student, if you are in a romantic relationship, then expect certain amount of efforts that needs to be put into to make it work, to navigate certain things about the future life especially. So overall, this year is a significant one for Taurus ascendant natives and moon sign natives, and I feel that you people will be able to hold a grasp of your year ahead. For the Gemini ascendant and moon sign natives, the year 2024 is bringing in the energy of shift. Now, what do I mean by shift? So either it can be a shift on a mental plane or on a physical plane or in your subconscious mind. So Gemini natives out there, be ready to expand your horizons. You have to experiment a lot this year with your work in terms of your reputation, in terms of your public image into the society. This year, you're going to be working on building a slow and steady momentum for yourself for various aspects of your life, such as if you are a student, then you have to study for long hours in order to get the desired results. Or it might so happen that this year you are needing more time to comprehend things as a student. If you are in a business, then this year demands you to travel more, to expand your horizon by networking with people outside of your vicinity, outside of your community. If you are willing to get married, then if the personal horoscope and your planetary combinations also permit, then the marriage can get fixed till the month of April 2024. So you have to work accordingly. Along with that, if you are looking forward to get a new job, then this year might make you get relocated for the same. All right. So in general, Saturn is going to be transiting through the 9th house of your horoscope, being the 8th and 9th house ruler. This is a great placement of Saturn, but Saturn will grant the luck and the fortune that the 9th house holds in itself with time and efforts. So you have to be willing to put in some effort to stretch your boundaries a bit, to be more inclusive, to be more accepting in your belief system, and more focus should be on hard work, dedication towards your efforts, towards your goals, and at the same time educating yourself, be it formal education or informal education, like you register yourself for some online courses or you are upgrading your skill sets in some way or the other, is going to be very fruitful for you this year to enhance your bhagya or your fortune. With Rahu and Ketu axis being formed into the 4th and 10th house horoscope, this is an indication that Rahu in 10th house is ready to give you that momentum, that fame, name, recognition for your work. But the fact is that you will be granted these things only when you are ready to experiment with your life. You are ready to keep aside certain principles of yours. The way you have been working till now can get changed by now. So this year demands more new experiments, and you have to be willing to get adapted to the new way of working. That's how Rahu in the 10th house will be helpful for you, and it will also give you more fame and recognition in the area and vicinity outside of your city or outside of your homeland. With Ketu in the 4th house, this can indicate that some of you are permanently changing your residence. If the personal horoscope also permits, if your Mahadasha permits, this can also mean that Ketu in the 4th house means you might be concerned about your mother's health for some time, because Ketu is transiting through the sign of Virgo. So make sure that you serve your mother well during this time. You are looking after her. You are checking in with her about her health. And your mother should also be practicing some kind of yoga or exercise or breathing exercises during this time. This will help her to be in good health. With Jupiter transiting through the 11th house till the month of May, and afterwards Jupiter will transit into the 12th house of your horoscope in the sign of Taurus. So Jupiter in the sign of Aries in 11th house is a great transit for you all. The focus is on gaining things, is on gaining momentum, is on gaining more financial freedom. It's on gaining more contacts, clientele, and network circle. But when Jupiter will transit into the 12th house of horoscope, this is a time period when you have to let go of certain business model of yours, or you have to adapt to something new. You have to manage your finances well post May 2024. With having Jupiter in the 12th house of horoscope, this is also a great time period to travel a lot, to invest money. You will be inclined to invest your money, which will be giving you returns after a few years of time. For the Gemini natives, Jupiter is the ruler of your 7th and 10th house of horoscope. So your career is also going to get transited, or it's going to be in the phase of transition during the year 2024. So the more you are ready to experiment and serve the tide, the better the results you will be able to get during this year. As Saturn is also aspecting your Lagna or your moon sign, this shows that having perseverance and doing tasks with utmost patience, obedience, and truth will serve you the most. For the Gemini natives out there, Rahu-Ketu transit also grants you kind of a position where you can up level your life. You can shift the gears. That is why I use the term shift in terms of defining the theme for all the Gemini natives out there. You have to take your life to the next level this year, and for that you have to be ready to let go of something and adapt to a new change that is coming into your life. The solar and lunar eclipse will also take place in the 11th, in the 10th and the 4th house axis. So the 10th and 4th house axis being eclipsed indicates that there can be major shifts, psychological changes, or physical changes in terms of relocation, in terms of your familial life, in terms of your career as well. Your public image and reputation, the way people perceive you, can also be changed during this time. So you have to be very wise, and you have to use that for your advantage. So make sure that you are always checking in with your agenda behind doing anything, and that will help you navigate life scenarios and your decisions better. For the Cancer Ascendant and Moon sign natives, the year 2024 is bringing in the energy of exploration and growth. Now, what do I mean by this? So the theme for you guys, the Cancer Ascendant and Moon sign natives, is going to be about exploration and growth. With having Saturn transiting through your 8th house for the over the year of time period now, this year must have been a tough ride for you all. Not a tough ride, but it must have been a ride full of changes, and you had to adapt to those changes. right? Saturn being in the 8th house of your horoscope also indicates that you were going through this process of intense internal changes. So it can mean that these changes might be occurring on a physical plane or on a mental level or on a subconscious mind level as well. You might not be discussing it all with people out there, but you are definitely going through it. You are definitely in your cocoon when it comes to processing certain visions of your life, certain plans, goals, ambitions of your life, and you are spending some time purposefully on them to reflect on it, to work on it, and to think about how to make it to work for you further ahead. So for Cancer Ascendant and Moon Sign Native, the year 2024 is gonna be about exploration, because you have Rahu transiting through the 9th house of your horoscope and Ketu is transiting through the sign of Virgo in your 3rd house of horoscope. So now the 3rd and 9th house axis is being activated over here. It shows that Rahu will take you to foreign lands if you're planning to go abroad, if you're planning to get relocated, if you're planning to get admitted into your dream university abroad, especially if it's in Europe continent or it's in Australia continent. All right, so you can get admitted into the same. If you want to work anywhere uh, in the middle part of the world, that is the Arab countries, then also this year is going to be favorable for you all. If there are any visa issues, then or if you're planning to get visa, your visa is in line to get approved, then this year going to be significant for you all, and your personal planetary placement will define whether the visa will be approved or not. But I'm seeing some major themes around the visa approval or international travel. You can even go for voyages, and you can even go for education or job purpose. You might have to travel and relocate during this year. Those who are doing PhD or higher studies like masters, this year is going to be crucial for you all. You have to put in more work in your research. You should be traveling and meeting people of different technical backgrounds for gaining a thorough understanding of your topic. When Jupiter is transiting through your 10th house of horoscope, being the 6th and the 9th house of Lord of your horoscope, till the month of May, it shows that Jupiter here has already made you work hard. It has made you become very dedicated and devoted to your work. Now it's time to reap the rewards of your labor. When Jupiter will transit into your 11th house of horoscope in the sign of Taurus. So post May 2024 or mid of 2024 onwards, you can actually see some good gains, results coming in terms of your job, in terms of your work life. If you were waiting to get that appraisal, if you were waiting to switch a job, and then there are chances that you might get a job which actually provides good security for the post-retirement time period. Or it might so happen that this new job will actually make you feel more secure and safe than your previous one. You will also be influencing people, and you will be making new influential contacts yourself by with the help of your speech, with the help of your networking skills, with the help of the way you deal with people in terms of your communication skills. So make sure to actually pay attention to your communication, to your network circle, and be a little more aware about your financial dealings. If you are lending money to someone, if you are borrowing money from someone, then make sure that the relation between the two of you or the party and you is intact, it's trustworthy, and then you can go forward with your decision. Rahu in the 11th house will also fulfill a lot of your desires. So you have to be selective about most of it, of what you want to be taken seriously by the universe, or with the help of the destiny's luck factor. You have to be significant and you have to be in alignment with the same. So suppose your wishes are not in alignment with where your life path is heading you towards, then this year might make you feel overly excited. And again, your excitement is coming down. Again, after a few days is going up. And again, the graph is going down because Saturn is in the 8th house. So what Saturn does is it makes you doubt yourself. It makes you doubt your decisions at times. And with Rahu coming in the 9th house or Jupiter coming in the 11th house, this period will make you get overexcited. So analyze things properly and then make final decision. Rahu-Ketu in the 3rd and 9th house axis also indicates that major focus is going to be on your father, his health, your sibling. Your younger sibling can also get relocated during this time. You might be concerned about your progeny's studies. If you have an adolescent child, then paying more attention to their hobbies, their life is necessary. Solar and lunar eclipse will be taking place in the 3rd and 9th house axis. So again, it shows that there can be certain relocation kind of scenarios taking place in your life, or one of your family member might be traveling to some place or getting relocated for education purpose or for job purpose. You will be more attached to your father this year, or you will be learning. You will be forced to learn something from him or from your gurus. So you will also make gurus in foreign land this year. That's how you can make the best of this year. The Leo Ascendant and Moon sign natives, the year 2024 is bringing in the energy and theme of negotiation and settlement. Now, what do I mean by this? So for all the Leo Ascendant and Moon sign natives, the year 2024 is going to be the year when you will be negotiating about certain things, aspects, or decisions in your life. In order to settle up these things, in order to make a final call, you would be negotiating with either someone or something. You will be trading something for gaining something else. So now you have to make a wise decision what you would be ready to trade off with in order to fulfill your dream, your desire in the year 2024. So for all the Leo Ascendant and Moon sign natives, Saturn is transiting through your 7th house of horoscope, giving rise to the Shashvi Mahayoga. So this Mahapurush Yoga is being formed in your 7th house. Saturn is in Digbali position, means Saturn is having directional strength in transit in your horoscope right now. So which means that you are being influenced by other people. You are being influenced by other people's opinions and the way they perceive things. It is a good thing in a way because it is making you look at things from various perspectives. But in order to make decisions for your own life, for any aspect of your life, be it your business, be it your career, be it your job, family, marriage, or anything to do with public dealings especially, you have to build more strong opinions. You have to have more resilience. You have to have more patience. And that way Saturn will help you to fulfill your desires. There might be certain delays in fulfilling your dreams and desires and wishes, but make sure that with perseverance and with consistent efforts, this Saturn will grant you the right things at the right time. So all you have to do is be truthful and put in the work, put in the effort that you want in order to get the desired result out of your life. All right. So the effort can mean in any way. It can simply mean fixating on a certain mindset, which you know that you need to adopt, and it will help you in fulfilling your dreams. Rahu is transiting through the 8th house of your horoscope, and Ketu has moved to the 2nd house of your horoscope. So this Pisces and Virgo axis is being activated for you all. This is the major highlighting part of your year for all the Leo Ascendant and Moon sign natives. Because when Rahu transits through the 8th house, it is now making you get involved in activities which are hidden, the activities which are not done by mundane level task or people on a mundane level, which means that you will be more and more research oriented this year. You will be studying something, there can be interest or initiation in the field of astrology, tarot, numerology, face reading, or you might be studying Ayurveda for that matter, something that has been recognized from the ancient times. That stuff, that knowledge will come to the surface and you will be initiating into it. Somehow you will be involved in studying it, or you will be taking up guidance through these ways in your life, which are considered as uncanny or unconventional. So Rahu in the eighth house also indicates that there might be certain bold decisions that you would be wanting to make. There would be certain changes and energetic shifts happening in your life, which are deeply rooted, which have a long lasting impact on your life. All right. This can also mean that if you are planning to get married, then you might get married to a literally foreigner, or to people of different caste community, or there it is might so possible that you are, if you're already married, then you can explore these things with your spouse. So expect more travel in the spiritual land of this earth. So which can mean that you are exploring temples, you are exploring some old heritage sites, or if you are working as a PhD student, or if you are into some kind of research related work, computer science work and technological work, then this year will also help you in expanding your horizon in terms of your knowledge, education, and your output will also be increased because of the same. Now, Jupiter is transiting through the ninth house and 10th house of your horoscope throughout the year. Till May, Jupiter will be in ninth house. This is a great time period. You feel optimistic about life. You can make certain futuristic plans during this time. And then comes the process of execution when Jupiter transits through the 10th house of your horoscope in the sign of Taurus. So Jupiter in the sign of Taurus in 10th house indicates that there might be certain changes within your place of work. There might be certain shifts if you are in a business. Then the shift can also mean that you are changing your office place, or it can also mean that you are networking with more people and you are bringing in more alliances and tie-ups into your business. Because this is a very high possibility, because Saturn, the planet of karma, is in Kendra, or the quadrant house to Jupiter throughout the year. And this can mean that you are focusing on negotiating and getting the best deal possible for your work expansion. And you want to ultimately gain that stability and structure to your work. So major focus will be on financial planning. Finances are also a highlighting part for all the Cancer ascendant and moon sign, Leo ascendant and moon sign natives, because Ketu is in the second house, which is making you take good care of your diet, take good care of your dental hygiene. This also means that you might be lending money to someone and you have to take some precautions in the same thing. So follow up regularly, and if possible, avoid lending money to anyone. You might be having multiple bank accounts this year, and you will be investing in more than one stream this year. So for the Leo ascendant and moon sign native, this year is of negotiation, and that will help you gain stability in your life. For the Virgo ascendant and moon sign natives, the year 2024 is bringing in the energy and theme of transition and luck factor into your life. Now, what do I mean by it? So for all the Virgo ascendant and moon sign natives out there, the previous 1.5 years time period was about settling things down in your life. You were engrossed in making things work. You were engrossed in embracing the change. But now is the time in 2024, the time is to actually step into the change. So whenever Rahu-Ketu transit takes place over your ascendant and 7th house axis, this is a time period when you can expect some major concrete changes taking place in your life, which can reshift the direction of your life. So it can mean that you are getting relocated, it can mean that you are getting married, or it can mean that you are getting into that dream job of yours, getting into that dream university of yours for higher education. For some of you, you might be ending a karmic cycle with someone. You are getting out of a marriage, or if you are waiting to get a home loan approved, then this year is also going to be helpful in getting those loans, hefty loans, which will help you fulfill your long-term desires, which require a massive amount of funding. So the funding can also be done either for home or especially for business. So if you are a person who is into business, then this year will see expansion and growth and lots of travel. So for your business or for your work, you might have to travel, you might have to deal with different people of different technical background, or people into different work fields as well. So in general, there is this theme of your boundaries getting stronger in terms of your routine life. You will be forced to maintain a strict routine life. You will be asked to follow certain practices on daily basis. Even if it can mean for some people you are working for 12, 14 hours, it can mean for some people you are working for merely 5 to 6 hours a day. But whatever you do, Saturn will ask you to be committed, consistent, and dedicated, truthful towards your work. With having Ketu transiting through the first house, this can mean that um, there can be certain themes playing around with your younger sibling, or there might be certain major things happening in your younger sibling's life, such as they are getting relocated, or they are finding a new home for themselves, or they are going away from you, or they are proving to be helpful to you in some way in terms of your work. Rahu coming in the 7th house can also mean those of you who are willing to get married can find a suitable match during this time. The person can be literally a foreigner, or the person can be of slightly different ethnical background than yours, and you would be needing to gel well with them and their principles as well. The person, whoever you date or decide to marry especially, or whoever you decide to be in partnership in terms of your business or work alliance, the person will be inclusive by nature. They will be all into research, all into esoteric stuff. They will be believing in spirituality more than religion. Jupiter is transiting through the 8th house of your horoscope in the sign of Aries, and Jupiter will be transiting through the 9th house of your horoscope post the month of May 2024 in the sign of Taurus. So this transition of Jupiter is bringing in the energy of transition to the luck factor. You are right now going through the transition phase of your life. You might have had invested lots of money in either some kind of wealth assets, some kind of mutual funds, share market, or major possibility of investing in land, property is also there. So Jupiter in 8th house has made you save up some money, has made you think about long-term comfort over the short-term pleasure of your life. After that, Jupiter will be going to your 9th house of horoscope, and Jupiter in 9th house is going to be a good time period for you. You can expect travel for marriage purpose, or if you're already married, then your spouse can be traveling, might be relocating for work, or your spouse might also be interested in opting for education during this year. So be ready to support him or her, and you yourself can also decide to get some kind of education done during this year. Jupiter in the 9th house will also aspect this Ketu in the 1st house, which means that you have to cut down on certain expenses, extra expenses of your life in order to manage your finances in a better way, or your spouse might have to do this on your behalf, on your family's behalf. If you are into business, then this can mean that you have to cut down on some unnecessary expenses, and you have to have some systems and plans in place for better management of your company, of your business, of your work. Saturn in the 6th house will make you look after your health, will make you become more dedicated, consistent, and devoted towards your health routine life. And if you have taken any amount of debt, then make sure to pay it back on time, to be very vigilant about the same. Avoid lending money to anybody. And if you have borrowed money from someone, then this is the year when you have to be very punctual about the same matter. So for all the Virgo ascendant and moon sign natives, the solar and lunar eclipse will take place in your first and seventh house axis, which means that major changes, major physical, emotional, psychological, subconscious changes will be taking place in your personal life, in terms of your physique, in terms of your health, in terms of your immunity, in terms of your spouse's health as well, and in terms of your public dealings as well. So make sure to maintain a clean, crystal clear image. Be sure and assertive, at the same time polite about your intentions, about your agenda behind doing anything. And this year will help you transition from the stage of changes to the stage of gaining luck and embracing changes. For the Libra ascendant and moon sign natives, the year 2024 is bringing in the energy of redefinition. So now what do I mean by this? So for all the Libra ascendant and moon sign natives, the previous 1.5 years of life must have been a kind of a major shifting period for you all, where Rahu and Ketu were transiting through your first and seventh house axis. It opened up your karmic backlog. It kind of offered you, served you various circumstances, various opportunities for growth, for expansion, for letting go of something. But now the Rahu and Ketu has moved out of your first and seventh house axis, and they have transited into the sixth and 12th house axis of your horoscope in the sign of Pisces and Virgo. So, which means that Rahu in the sixth house will first of all make you experiment with your routine life. It will give you various desires to include certain new topics, certain new practices, habits, rituals, and routine in your day to day life. So, it can literally mean that some of you are switching your job, some of you were actually updating your knowledge, your skill sets, and now you're all set up to hit the target, to apply for that dream job of yours, which require you to level up your game, to level up your educational assets as well. Rahu in the sixth house can also mean that you are suddenly getting interested in performing yoga, you are interested in going for spiritual retreats, you are merely interested in visiting more national parks or more places where the ocean is present, or where there is this rainforest areas or the sanctuaries which are away from the mankind. So it means that you are visiting the places which are more of forest like places or ocean, or you are visiting beaches, you are going for spiritual retreats, and these places will help you seclude away from the world. It will help you to cancel the noise of this world and think and reflect on your lifestyle, on your life goals as well. Rahu in the sixth house can also mean that you have to take good care of your health. You might be getting relocated for job purpose. You might be getting relocated for your educational purpose. Even if you are learning from a distant mode, you might be needing to relocate or travel to the place oftentimes. With having Ketu in the 12th house, this is a time period when you will be asked to let go of your old belief systems and embrace certain new habits, rituals, and practices. Inculcate them in your personality, in your behavior, in your day to day life. Ketu in the 12th house can also mean that there can be sudden bumps on the road of financial management, of your health. So, your health can be a certain factor which requires your focus, your attention, your dedicated effort, and consciousness as well. Otherwise, there can be certain amount of expenditure on either your health or on the health of someone in your family. It can also mean that you are deliberately trying to sell out certain assets, certain invested property of yours, or you are trying to um, work your way up to selling your shares and gaining financial freedom out of it. So these things will be a part of highlight factor for you. After that, Saturn is transiting to the 5th house of your horoscope, being the Yoga Karaka planet for your Lagna and your moon sign. It indicates that Saturn will put lots of pressure and it will test your patience level, it will test your perseverance level. And if you don't give up, then Saturn will gift you with high quality rewards. And trust me when I say this, Saturn will give you anything that you want, but only after a persistent level of effort and consistent amount of dedicated, perseverant efforts from your side into making something work. So this can also mean that if you have some softer planets like Moon, Venus in your 5th house, this can mean that there is pressure building up in terms of your education, in terms of your love life. If you are in a relationship, Saturn can test you. Saturn can present certain struggles in front of you, and then it will check if you can pass the test of time. Saturn in the 5th house also means that you have to work more technically, you have to be more technically sound, and at the same time, if you are looking for that passion, zeal, enthusiasm in your life, then it might not happen easily. You have to be more thoughtful. You have to be more thoughtful in your actions, in your thoughts, in what it is that brings you joy. That can get altered altogether in the year 2024 because Saturn is in the 5th house right now. After that, Jupiter is transiting through your 7th house till the month of May 2024. And after May, Jupiter will be transiting through your 8th house of horoscope in the sign of Taurus. So this transition of Jupiter being the 3rd and 6th house ruler in your 7th and 8th house shows that, first of all, you will be dealing with public in general on a large basis. You will be needing to deal with people and their opinions. Either people can perceive you as their guru, or people can perceive your knowledge as helpful in their life journey. So do not hesitate in sharing the same. When Jupiter will be transiting in the 7th house of your horoscope in the sign of Aries, this can also mean that those who are looking to get married can also get married during this time. Or if you're already married, then you can be concerned about the health of your spouse. So make sure to have some practices intact to maintain good health. Jupiter in the 8th house can make you invest in land, property, real estate. It can make you invest in gold as well, or diamond, any kind of jewelry, or you can buy some shares as well. Ketu in the 12th house also means that this is a time period when you have to trust your intuition more. You have to follow a good sleeping pattern. The solar and lunar eclipse will take place in your 12th and 6th house axis. Again, indicates that you have to take good care of your health and your sleeping pattern, and you have to focus on rejuvenation as well. For the Scorpio Ascendant and Moon sign natives, the year 2024 is bringing in the energy and themes of bringing stability and harmony in your life, in your personality, with the help of creativity and thoughtfulness. So now what do I mean by that? For all the Scorpio natives out there, Jupiter was transiting and is still transiting through the 6th house of your horoscope in the sign of Aries. Jupiter is the very good planet for your ascendant and moon sign. It rules the 2nd and 5th house of your horoscope. And while it is transiting through the sign of Aries in the 6th house of your horoscope, it made you focus more on the survival instinct part. Life was more about competition. It was more about succeeding at something, succeeding at a goal that you had set for yourself. But Jupiter is about to transit into the sign of Taurus in your 7th house of horoscope post the month of May 2024, which indicates that if you are planning to get married, if you're planning to get relocated for a job purpose, if you are planning to take your family out for an international trip, or if you are a person living abroad and you want to meet your family, you want them to visit you at a distant land, then this time period will prove to be helpful. You can even get married at a distant place away from your homeland. Jupiter is making its transit from the 6th house to the 7th house. So it indicates that overall your focus will not be on the survival mode only here onwards. Instead, your focus will be shifting towards exploring new things, as Rahu is also transiting through the fifth house of your horoscope in the sign of Pisces, which is again the Jupiter sign. So many of the Scorpio natives out there must have got enrolled in some kind of education. It might so happen that you were doing a job and out of the blue you thought of getting enrolled in a course. You started to learn something new, you started to teach something new, or suddenly your relationship with your children is getting better and better day by day, or it is at least becoming significant enough so that you can pay attention to your relationship with your child. With having Rahu in the fifth house and Ketu in the 11th house of your horoscope in the Pisces and Virgo axis, this indicates that majority of your focus is being put on financial management, it's being put on networking, it is being put on you are actually trying to generate some passive income. You are also trying to enjoy life to the fullest, because Rahu in fifth house, what it will do is it will expand your horizon out of proportion, and you would be wanting to travel abroad, you would be spending lots of money on it, especially on international travel. You would also be spending money and time on activities which require you to be going away from the mundane life. When it comes to Saturn transiting through the fourth house, being your third and fourth house ruler, Saturn is trying to bring in some structure and order to your life, to your routine tasks, to your home life. So if you are someone who is living with family or is now trying to build a new family, then Saturn in Aquarius will be a great boon for you all. It will definitely not give you the rosy kind of family setup, but it will give you trustworthy people within your family. The trust factor will get enhanced during this transit of Saturn in 2024 for you all. Saturn in the fourth house also indicates that this might so happen that you are willing to invest in a land, in a property, you want to relocate, you are looking to sell out a house in order to buy a new house. And Saturn will give you results, good results, only after you putting in a lot of efforts and you doing the work. So make sure to be devoted to your task at your hand, and Saturn will help you bring structure and commitment and order to your life. It can also mean that your relationship with your mother, with the family members, is being strengthened over the time period. So at first, it might so happen that you are feeling that lack of interest, a little bit of awkwardness with your mother, with your family members. If you have that kind of history, then this year can prove to be helpful in changing the scenario. With having Rahu in the fifth house and Ketu in the 11th house axis, this can also mean that you are earning money from multiple resources, and you have to be mindful about where you invest your money. Rahu in fifth house can also indicate that you desperately or impulsively go invest somewhere your money, and then later on you are not so sure about it. So take your good time and then make some well-informed decisions. Jupiter coming to the seventh house in quadrant house or the Kendra house to Saturn also indicates that be ready. Major changes, major things, events are going to happen for you when it comes to your family life, when it comes to buying a property, investing in a new house, or decorating your house, or if you are willing to get married, then that is also seen here, because Jupiter is in the sign of Taurus, which is the sign of family. And then Saturn is transiting through the fourth house of family, which means that there can be some expansion in your family. The solar and lunar eclipse will take place in your 5th and 11th house axis. It indicates that get ready for major changes in terms of career. If you're looking to get relocated for career purpose, if you're looking to get a new job, if you're looking to get that appraisal, then these themes will be very prominently highlighted during this year for you all. And Rahu eclipsing the sun and moon this year can indicate that you might be concerned about your parents' health at times. You might be concerned about your own health or your child's health. So take good care of them and take good care of yourself as well. Being creative, being thoughtful, and do not reveal your plans to anybody. As you are a Scorpio ascendant and moon sign native, you should maintain the secrecy factor in your life always, regardless of any transit. And listen to whatever Jupiter has taught you over the year of time in 2023. It will help you to retain good health. For the Sagittarius ascendant and moon sign natives, the year 2024 is bringing in the energies and theme all about personal life journey and transformation. Now, what do I mean by this? So, for all the Sagittarius natives out there, Jupiter, your ascendant or moon sign ruler, is still transiting through the fifth house of your horoscope in the sign of Aries, which means that Jupiter from here is aspecting your moon or your lagna, and it is also aspecting your Bhagyasthana, that is the ninth house, the house of fortune. So you were more focused, or you are still more focused on attaining that luck factor in your life. You are making the most of this period. If you're not, then you should definitely make the most of this period by aligning yourself, the values that you carry, the dreams that that you have, and the vision that you have for your life with the current circumstances. So simply being positive and by putting in the right amount of effort in the right direction will help you excel in life like 5 years down the line in just 1 year. A lot of you might have fulfilled many of your childhood dreams by now, and Jupiter is favorably placed in transit for you all. At the same time, Jupiter in the fifth house in the sign of Aries can also mean that those who are trying for childbirth can also see some favorable results till the month of April or May 2024. Jupiter in the fifth house can also mean that if you were waiting for that managerial job, if you were waiting for that promotion, if you were waiting to get enrolled in some kind of education, either formal or informal, online or offline, then this year will also prove to be helpful, at least till the mid of this year. Jupiter will transit into the sixth house of your horoscope in the sign of Taurus, being your ascendant or moon sign ruler, indicates that after May 2024, your whole focus is now being shifted towards making the best out of your job, out of your routine life. You will be concerned about your health. Rather, you will be asked by the universe to focus on your health, especially if you have a sweet tooth, if you have any kind of obsessive cravings about a certain kind of food, then that might get transformed. You might be asked to make some necessary changes in the same. You might be asked to follow a strict diet, or you might have to incorporate some amount of exercise in your routine life. You have to make sure that your diet is good, and you are taking the help of the medical practitioner, the nutritionist, in order to maintain good health, especially in terms of sugar or blood pressure related things. With having Rahu-Ketu transiting through the 4th and 10th house axis of your horoscope in the sign of Pisces and Virgo, this is definitely a time period when you can expect a relocation. If you are planning to get shifted into a new house, if you're planning to purchase a house, property, if you're planning to go abroad, then this year is going to be highly beneficial for the same, provided that Jupiter is well placed in your chart. Rahu in the fourth house can also mean expansion within your family, expansion in the home appliances or the home interior. You might want to refurbish certain things if you already own a house. If you want to own a vehicle of yours, then this time period will also help you to fulfill your dream. That is why I told you that all the Sagittarius natives out there, this is the year when you will be focused on fulfilling your childhood dreams and desires. Rahu in the fourth house can also mean that you are concerned about your mother's health, or your mother can also travel to a pilgrimage during this year. If not mother, then you are traveling along with your family to some pilgrimage or some international trip or to a place near to ocean. With having Ketu in the 10th house, this definitely indicates that there can be certain amount of dissatisfaction at certain intervals of time in your career. So make sure to be assertive, make sure to put your point forth in terms of your wants, needs, and do not sabotage yourself. But at the same time, you have to be mindful and diplomatic while dealing with the differences of opinion with your seniors or with your bosses. So many of the Sagittarius natives out there can also see a shift, a change in their job. There can be a relocation for job purpose, especially, or for your family is deciding to move away somewhere. If you are a student, then you have to deal with the change of household, and then change of locality and change of schooling as well. Ketu in the 10th house can also mean that you are being detached with the recognition part that you receive at the place of work, and you are more focused on internal healing. If you are having any issues on physical, mental level, then this year will push you towards attaining that fulfillment of desire in terms of healing yourself from within. Saturn is transiting through the third house of your horoscope. It means that you are slowly and steadily building up momentum in life. Saturn is making you put in the right amount of effort at the right time for the right things in life, because Saturn is transiting through its Mool Trikona sign of Aquarius. It might so happen that some significant event can take place in your sibling's life, especially if you have an elder sibling, or even if you have a younger sibling. It might so happen that they will be helpful to you in certain way in terms of financial management or in terms of long-term futuristic planning of your life. Having Rahu and Ketu eclipsing Sun and Moon in your 4th and 10th house axis indicates that there are major shifts taking place in your area of locality where you live at. So relocation is on the cards, change of job is on the cards, or you might be concerned about your parents' health. So take good care of these aspects of life, and major focus will remain, as I said, on fulfilling your childhood dreams and desires. For the Capricorn Ascendant and Moon sign natives, the year 2024 is bringing in the energies and theme of security and expansion. So now what do I mean by this? So all the Capricorn Ascendant and Moon sign natives, Saturn, your Ascendant or Moon sign ruler, is transiting through the second house of your horoscope, being the first and the second house ruler of your horoscope. It indicates that Saturn is making you cross check your decisions. It's making you focus on attaining stability in your life. So when Saturn was transiting through the sign of Capricorn, it was the time when you were very much hardworking, you were facing certain amount of delays in your life, but you didn't give up. And now is the time when Saturn is rewarding you for the strength that you had shown at that time, for the courage and the patience that you have had at that time. The year 2024 will also consist of the same theme, where Saturn is making you evaluate and re-evaluate your choices, your decisions, and your actions in life. So make sure that you are supporting your Saturn. Make sure you're supporting yourself, rather, I would say. Do not do anything that will go against you in future. Do not do anything that you personally do not believe in wholeheartedly, or do not do something, do not commit to something that goes against your morals, principles, beliefs, and your logical mind as well. Saturn in the second house shows that there will be growth and expansion in your income. So if you are planning to get some returns out of your savings, or if you are in your early 30s and you are looking for a good job which pays you well, then this Saturn will grant you all of it and much more. The only thing that you have to do is be patient while speaking, be thoughtful while communicating with others, be thoughtful while committing to anything or to anyone. That's all Saturn wants from you, and be there for your family as well. Saturn will reward you for the same. With having Rahu and Ketu transiting through the third and ninth house axis in your horoscope in the sign of Pisces and Virgo, this is a time period when Rahu will make you travel a lot more often. Rahu will make you do things in a creative way, which is actually a little difficult for the Capricorn beings, right? You are more of methodical than creative, and Rahu in the third house is making you expand your horizons. It is making you take up the pathways which are lesser known and lesser walked on by you in past. Rahu in the third house can also mean that this is going to be a significant and impactful year, transforming year for your sibling, especially if you have an younger sibling. Ketu in the ninth house indicates that you might be concerned about your father's health. There might be some past pending karma that might come to fruition, and it might get nullified during this year. So make sure to respect your father, take good care of his health, keep checking in with him about his health, get the tests done, and make sure that you don't get into unnecessary fights with your gurus or with your teachers, with your bosses, or especially with your father during this time. This will help you a lot in lessening the karmic backlog and enhancing your luck factor. You can also donate to some NGO during this time to enhance your luck factor and to strengthen your karma as well. Jupiter is transiting through the fourth house of your horoscope in the sign of Aries till the month of May 2024. And from the month of May onwards, Jupiter will make its move into the fifth house of your horoscope in the sign of Taurus. So this indicates that first of all, some kind of relocation can be on cards for you, or it might have had happened already during the year 2023. Jupiter in the fourth house can also indicate that you might have to travel away from your homeland along with your mother or for your mother. This can also mean that your mother is having some promotion period in her career if she is working at present. This can also mean that you are investing some amount of money and your time and efforts into refurbishing your household. You want a bigger house, you want good luxurious house for yourself, you want to change the interiors, then this year is also going to be helpful in the same. When Jupiter will move into the fifth house of your horoscope, this is a time period when you can expect certain amount of luck being activated in your life. This is the period where I mentioned that you will be more focused on expansion than having security in life. Jupiter in fourth house, Saturn in second house is making you put a lot of emphasis on stability, on security in life. How much secure do you feel right now in your home, in your sanctuary, in your current job, with your current salary, with your spouse, or with your children? You were always looking for that improvement factor. You were always in the assessment mode. You were trying to build harmony and security for yourself and your loved ones. But with Rahu in the third house and Jupiter in the fifth house, this will help you become a little more creative and outgoing, social, and experimentative as well. So being thoughtful at the same time being creative will help you enhance your luck factor. This can make you take up some new hobby, some new courses. If you are a student, if you are trying for childbirth, then with some amount of medical assistance, only if it's required in your personal horoscope. Otherwise, you can even naturally conceive being a female here. If you are a male, then this can also show both for males and females that you can expand your network circle during this time. And there will be a lot more communication and networking happening. The solar and lunar eclipse are taking place in the third and ninth house axis, which indicates that there might be some major events taking place in terms of your spouse's life. Your spouse can travel away from homeland for work purpose or for leisure travel. Your father can also travel away to a pilgrimage or for his health purpose as well. If you are in the field of law, then this period also is good for you. That's how you can make the best of this year. For the Aquarius Ascendant and Moon sign natives, the year 2024 is bringing in the energies and theme of adding things in your life, in the record of your life, by making conscious choices. Now, what do I mean by this? So, for all the Aquarius natives, Saturn is transiting through the first house of your horoscope, being the 12th and the first house ruler of your horoscope. This indicates to me that Saturn is making you take up conscious calls in your life. If you are becoming friends with anyone, you would be making sure that the person is in harmony and alignment with who I am today and who I would become in the future. You are all about serious business during this transit of Saturn in the sign of Aquarius. You are making long-term choices and decisions. You are serious about it when it comes to breaking bonds, when it comes to making new bonds, forming new connections. If you take up any role, if you take up any new job, you want to give it your best because that's how Saturn is making you work and function. Saturn wants you to be committed to something only after assessing it and evaluating it. So, this Saturn will also make you more aware and conscious, positively conscious about your choices in terms of finances, especially in terms of network circle, who you hang out with, what are your dreams, ambitions, goals, and desires are like. Are they in alignment with what your life purpose is or what you want to do in life? Or are you simply distracted? So Saturn is making you reflect on all these things. Especially for the Aquarius moon natives, this is the peak phase of Sadhisati. Even though you are already introduced to Saturnian way of working because you yourself are a Saturnian moon sign native, but still this Saturn kind of shifts gear in a serious manner, and you would be noticing the seriousness and dedication in your behavior during this year of 2024. With Rahu coming into the second house of your horoscope and Ketu coming into the eighth house of your horoscope in the Pisces Virgo axis, this indicates to me that Rahu in second house will first of all make you have very enigmatic, enchanting speaking pattern. Your speech will get enhanced. You will be more spiritually invoked than ever before. You will be more about speaking up your heart. You will be more about expressing yourself in a very spiritual, inclusive, and very uncanny manner. The way in which people will not help but only listen to your words. So use this very wisely for your good, for others' good as well. Rahu in second house can also mean that you are very much focused on spending money, on enjoyment factor, on travel factor. So leisure travel can be expected a lot more in 2024 for you all. You can be traveling with your family, you can be traveling with your friends, you can be actually making new set of friends when you travel to a distant land on your own. Rahu and Pisces in second house can also indicate that the way you spend your time, the way you spend your time and energy on the kind of words, the kind of topics, the kind of food, or the kind of people, it will either help you rejuvenate yourself and heal yourself, or it can backfire and it can actually make you get drained out, because that is the sign of Pisces is about, right? It is about letting go of something and making space, keeping the space very clutter free. So Rahu is this obsessive energy. You have to make sure that you are being mindful in all these terms. Ketu in the eighth house means that you are kind of getting disinterested in certain hidden activities. You want to be seen, you want to be heard by others, you want your work to get recognized, you want people to notice you. And Ketu in the eighth house is acting as a factor which is kind of bringing you certain sudden events in your life, but at the same time, it is lessening the risk or the intensity of those events in from your life. All you have to do is take good care of your health, maintain a good diet, have exercise routine in place for you, and avoid getting into any kind of controversy. Because sometimes what can happen is Ketu in the 8th house can activate some kind of controversy. So avoid getting into any kind of fishy activities or being around fishy people. Jupiter is transiting through the 3rd house of your horoscope, and it will move to the 4th house of your horoscope post May 2024. So Jupiter is the planet of expansion for you all because it rules the 2nd and 11th house of your horoscope. So here comes the theme of expansion for you all. Jupiter will make you expand your network circle. It will make you expand your horizon. You will be more creative, more of solitude seeking, peace seeking individual within your sanctuary, within your home. You might be bringing in new stuff. You might be redecorating your house post May 2024 or April 2024, especially with having Jupiter in the 3rd house in the sign of Aries at present. This Jupiter is making you become very active and experiment intellectually in terms of your work, in terms of your career, in terms of your life, and the vision that you hold for your life. Jupiter in 4th house will also help you expand your home if you want to invest in home property. You are expecting any kind of positive event in your mother's life that can also take place during this transit and this year. The solar and lunar eclipse is going to take place in the 2nd and 8th house axis of your chart, which indicates that first of all, you have to stay away from any controversial topics. You have to stay in your own lane and focus on adding things mindfully in your life as Saturn's agenda is. With Rahu eclipsing Sun and Moon in the 2nd house, it shows that there might be certain scenarios in your family taking place which require your attention, which require your dedicated effort. So make sure you are being there for them and you are also managing your finances well, especially your savings. That's how you can make the best of this year. For the Pisces Ascendant and Moon sign natives, the year 2024 is bringing in the energies and theme of rediscovery. Yes, you heard it right. In simple one word, I'm defining your year 2024 is going to be about mainly rediscovering yourself and your life and your personality. Your choices are going to get redefined during this year. You're going to see some major changes in your life during the year 2024. Given the factor that Pisces is the sign of rediscovery, right? You have to shed the old layers of your personality in order to become a better self, a higher version of yourself, which is more inclusive, which is more spiritual, which is more thoughtful. So for Pisceans, especially for the Pisces moon natives, you are going through the first phase of Sadesati. So slowly, the pressure is building up. You can feel the pressure on your shoulders. Responsibilities are getting tougher. So the key is to not give up, but to trust your inner voice. The more you work on strengthening your inner voice, the better your life will be in 2024 and throughout the Sadesati as well. With having Saturn transiting to the 12th house of your horoscope, being the 11th and 12th house ruler, it indicates to me that Saturn is testing your patience at all levels, be it physical, be it mental, be it on subconscious mind level. Because Saturn is casting its 3rd aspect on your ascendant or moon sign ruler, Jupiter, in the sign of Aries till May 2024. So Jupiter being in Aries is making you take up new tasks. It's making you very active, athletic. You want to be a go-getter. You want to take up new risks. You want to lead your life the way you want. But Saturn is kind of hindering those things. It's not actually hindering, it's causing some delays in it so that you evaluate your choices in a better manner before committing to anything or anyone. So make sure that you are taking good care of your physical health, especially because Jupiter being the Jiva is transiting through the 1st house sign of Kalpurush Kundali of Aries, and Saturn being the 12th house ruler aspecting Jupiter. It indicates that a part of your personality gets lost in the process of fulfilling your dreams, desires, and ambitions. So keep a check of these activities. What are you losing, for what, and how you can better manage these things. Saturn in the 12th house will also make you get secluded away from your homeland. It can make you explore and build life on your own. The theme will be continued in the year 2024 as well. You will also be needing to take good care of your finances. You will be spending money for thoughtful causes, for thoughtful purpose. Make sure to keep a track of these things. With having Rahu and Ketu transiting through the first and seventh house axis this year in 2024 is a significant time period for you all, because whenever Rahu-Ketu transit through the first and seventh house axis, this is a time period when major shifts happen in your life. So you have to be ready and embracing of the shifts that are about to take place in your life. It might so happen that Rahu in the first house will make you cross boundaries and get relocated somewhere else. It might so happen that you are going for a spiritual retreat and you decide to stay there. It might so happen that um, you want to invest your time and energy in doing meditation, in doing some kind of a research, or some of you might want to explore the creative happening side of life where you are just enjoying the nightlife, you are just enjoying the going to the pub and dancing, or you are simply enjoying being in your own zone, doing your own activity without being disturbed by others. So take good care of how much you are living in your fantasy land. Come to the ground, come to the terms with it, and then also focus on your physical plane activities as well. With having Ketu in the seventh house, this can indicate that you can get into a destined relationship, the relationship which was destined for you, or you can even get into a bond or a marriage which was known to you in some past lifetimes. For some of you who are looking to get out of a marriage, this time period can also bring you such results if you are not content with your marriage. So you have to take good care of your spouse's health, of your own health, and the health of your relationship as well. Same goes for those who are in a romantic relationship as well. With Jupiter being in the second house till the month of May, this is the time period when you are focused on accumulating things. You are trying to run faster and chase the things that you want in your life. But Saturn is putting some boundaries and restrictions and delays in it. Once Jupiter will transit into the third house of your horoscope, this is a time when actual rediscovery will manifest in your life. You will be able to decode certain things, certain aspects of your life and personality, and why certain things are happening the way they are. Jupiter in the third house in the sign of Taurus can also indicate that you are traveling, you are getting relocated. Traveling can also help you expand your horizon. It can help you make more money, and it can happen that you are traveling with your family somewhere this year. Jupiter in the third house can also mean that certain amount of significant events are taking place in terms of your siblings' education or siblings' life. When it comes to the solar and lunar eclipse part, the eclipse is taking place in your first and seventh house axis. So again, you have to take good care of your health. If you have any planets placed over here in Pisces, Virgo, then you have to be more vigilant about the significance of it, and follow a good meditation practice for mental well-being and a good physical exercise routine regime for your physical well-being. This is how you can make the best of the year 2024, which is awaiting you with new changes, expanding your horizon, and rediscovering yourself and redefining your life.